Hey there, and welcome to the Innovative Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Isolde Trachtenberg. Thank you so much for being here. We are at Mindful Friday, and as you know, I choose a random card from my Mindful Creativity deck, and this is designed to help you become a more mindful creative. And I'm going to choose a card right now, and then we're going to talk about immediately how to relate being mindful to the concept the card depicts. Ooh, I love this. I'm going to put an image of this in the show notes. The word is resources, and it's a whole bunch of stabs sort of coming down from the sky onto this dark mountain, and it's a beautiful image. But let's think about resources and mindfulness. How do they relate to mindfulness? I'm going to take a second. I'm going to ask you, if you're listening to this, to think about that. How does the word resources, how do resources in general relate to mindfulness? The thing that immediately comes into my mind is the notion of enough. Think about that. How often do we feel like we don't have enough, like we aren't doing enough, like we aren't enough? I grew up feeling that way. I grew up feeling like no matter what I did, it wasn't ever going to be good enough. And with my history, that was a problematic thing. In my family, not doing well enough meant all sorts of abuse and punishment in all sorts of ways. And I don't want to talk about that today. What I want to talk about, though, is the notion of being mindful of the fact that you are enough, that you have enough, that you do enough, that you have all the resources that you need at your command to get to where you want to go. That's really all there is, isn't there? And by the way, getting where you want to go does not necessarily mean in your job or a certain amount of wealth or anything like that. It means your life's journey. Where do you want to go in your life's journey, and what are the resources that you actually need? Not the ones you want, not the ones perhaps you feel you must have, that you should have. I hate the word should. But the ones that you actually need. They're probably a much shorter list than we think they are. For most of us, we tend to make this list of resources that we need in our heads, of all the things that we need in order to live what we feel is the best possible life for us. But I don't know how often that's true, that those resources are crucial. They might be. Certainly food and shelter and all of that stuff, yeah, that's crucial. That's critical for all of us to have in order to survive. But taken down to its basics, the resources you need may not be nearly the resources that you think you need. And so because of that, I'm going to ask you to do a little meditation with me. And it's a simple one, but it's one that will hopefully help you get into that space of enough, that the resources that you have are often enough. And here's what you do. What you do is put your feet flat on the floor if you're sitting, and straighten your spine or lean back against the chair. If you're lying down, lie down and get comfortable. Whatever you do, make sure that you're comfortable. And then put your hands on your lap or at your sides, depending on if you're sitting or lying down. And take a moment and breathe in a nice, long, deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale again. And exhale. And on the next inhale, I want you to think the words, I am enough. And on the exhale, send that energy out into the universe. And on the next inhale, I want you to think, I have enough. And on the exhale, send that energy out into the universe. And in the next inhale, I want you to think, I do enough. And on the exhale, send that same energy of satisfaction and contentment out into the universe. And one more time, I am enough on the inhale, and send it out on the exhale. I have enough on the inhale, and send it out on the exhale. and I do enough on the inhale and send it out on the exhale. And this is a way of reminding yourself that you are doing the very best that you can at any moment, however you do your life, however you do your work. At any moment, that is the very best that you can. Now, can you improve that very best? Sure, you can become more aware of what's really going on, what your needs are, what your capabilities are, and what you can do about the things you want to do something about. But in the moment, in the very present moment, you have to stop and you have to think to yourself that I am enough, I have enough, and I do enough. And then if I need more resources, then by gum, I'm going to go out and get them. And that's something to think about, is that you can ask for, you have the right to ask for the resources that you need. Please remember that if I'm sure you're doing everything you possibly can. But if you're lacking certain things that you know you need in order to live your very best life and do your very best work, figure out who can help you and don't be afraid to ask. I know that's a big ask for a lot of people. It's a big ask for me. I don't tend to ask for help. I tend to try and put my head down and do it all myself. And I'm learning the lesson that I need to free myself up of that burden of having to do it all alone and ask for the resources that I need to get done what I need to get done. I've recently been tasked with officiating the service for my dear friend who just recently suddenly died. And I thought for a minute, I have to just put my head down and get it all done. And then I realized simply it's not necessary for me to be the only person trying to get it all done. In fact, some of these things you can't do alone. I need to sing, we need to sing in harmony for some of the things that we're going to be doing as part of this service. So I can't sing in harmony by myself unless I do audio recording trickery. So I needed to ask my cohorts in the singing group I lead and manage to sing with me. They're all going to be there, and bless their hearts, Farah and Tim and Jim and Val and Steve and Mindy and Michael, they're all going to be there to help me honor our friend. And that's the kind of thing that, no matter how many resources I have, I can't sing in harmony with myself without recording equipment and all of that. So I needed to ask for cohorts. I needed to ask for collaborators and colleagues, and they are lending their voices and they are lending their hearts to take part and help us say goodbye to our friend. And if you need resources, don't be afraid to ask. Make sure you do need them, though. Make sure it's not you just beating yourself up. Because wow, are we good at doing that? We tend to beat ourselves up first and ask questions later if we ask at all. So please remember that. You are enough, you have enough, and you do enough. And if you need help beyond that, remember to ask. I hope you've enjoyed today's Innovative Mindset podcast episode. As always, it's brought to you by the Brain FM app, which I love. And if you're interested in doing this meditation that I led you through while doing the meditation part of Brain FM, the unguided meditation, it will rock your world, I swear. If you decide to try the app, I would love it if you would use my little coupon. All you have to do is go to brain.fm/innovative mindset and use the code innovative mindset as part of it. And when you do that, you'll get 20% off the app. Yay! And because I'm an affiliate, because I love the app, I'll get a little bit of change back for you doing that. Until next time, this is Isolde Trachtenberg reminding you that the most important things are to be bold, be creative, and be kind. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new. And if you like what you're hearing, please review it and rate it and let other people know. And if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, I'd love to meet you on patreon.com/innovative mindset. I also have lots of exclusive goodies to share just with the show's supporters there. Today's episode was produced by Zolda Trachtenberg and is copyright 2021. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, keep living in your innovative mindset.